Do different species of birds talk to each other in the wild? Hey, this is Ranger Keith. This is one of my favorite subjects, actually. So let's talk about birds. And we're going to talk about the woodland winter multi-species flock that we have here in West Tennessee. Our winter multi-species flock in the woodland here in West Tennessee includes things like red-bellied woodpeckers, downy woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, tufted titmice, Carolina chickadees, white-breasted nuthatch, occasionally red-breasted nuthatch, sometimes brown creeper, and maybe give or take a few other species. These birds all spend the breeding season, the spring and the summer, out kind of separated, making babies. In the winter, though, they come together to survive the winter. The reason they come together in the winter is that they can all forage for food in the same place because they have different foraging techniques, but they can also watch out for predators together. So if you're in a woodland like this, you may run across the multi-species flock. You will see red-bellied woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, and downy woodpeckers traveling up the trunk of a tree, nuthatches like white-breasted nuthatch and red-breasted nuthatch traveling down the tree. Tufted titmice and Carolina chickadees will be out on the branches. Tufted titmice will be in the middle of the branches, where Carolina chickadees are so light that they can go out on the tips of the branches. What's particularly interesting to me is that even though some of these birds are not very closely related, many of them make the same alarm call. Chickadees, of course, have a bunch of different alarm calls. They have their own language, but we can talk about that later. The main alarm call I'm talking about that they all share here is what we commonly call the pishing call. It sounds like psh, 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 psh. So when one of those birds makes a pishing call, it means it's seeing something that's potentially dangerous, and they can all look for it together. And that is just one example of different birds communicating with each other in the wild. Be present. I'll see you later.